Faceoffs are going to be interesting today, too. Stephen Kelly going to take the opening draw for the Cannons against Jake Withers, former Ohio State Buckeye, and faceoffs were an issue for the Cannons last year.
Yeah, they faced off at just 35.8%. That was last in the league. So to address that in the offseason, let's go get Stephen Kelly. They trade for him, trying to shore up that position. Meanwhile, the Waterdogs expect more of a three-man unit approach.
Right.
Withers, you see his numbers there, but Reese and Courier, two of the best wings in the entire league.
Yeah, it's a good point. Courier's always been so dynamic in terms of scooping up ground balls in the middle of the field. So 77 for the Waterdogs should have a big impact on draws. We're underway here from Albany. Kelly wins the faceoff to himself. Cannons with the first possession.
Coach Quirk's patting himself on the back already.
Well, you know, Thompson and Stephen Rafis are the Cannons' primary ball carriers, but Thompson actually said Nolting has great vision, and he proved through camp that he could distribute and also could score. So Thompson was singing his praises, very, very happy with the addition of Nolting, and purely already worked out.
All right, thank you, Katie. Appreciate that. Sorry for talking over you there. Hit the wrong button. Back on the faceoff, big scrum in the middle of the field. This one's going to go out of bounds. Possession to the Cannons.
Right. That they're missing with those players now out of the lineup.
And two faceoffs, two possessions for the Cannons too. So that has to make Coach Quirk extremely happy given the struggles that the Cannons had to endure in that part of the game last year. Now big scrum for the loose ball in the middle of the field. Possession for the Waterdogs, but now it's still loose. Picked up initially by Liam Burns, but now we go back the other way. Turnover could lead to early offense. Thompson's going to shoot and score. When you get a 3-on-2 like that, RB, and the ball's in Lyle Thompson's cross. Kelly again wins it to himself. He can shoot, and he does. Gets deflected before it gets to the goal and picked up by the Waterdogs.
Waterdogs just looking for their first offensive possession here.
Thank you, Lyle. Thank you, Katie. 2-1 so far for Lyle.
And with that first midfield group, you're looking at it with Nolting and Rafis, right? Two converted attackmen. Probably only put a pole on one of them.
Right.
So whoever you put the short stick, you expect to see them in a two-man game with Thompson.
Kelly's had a lot of success at that faceoff stripe, and it continues. Got the violation this time against Jake Withers. So another offensive possession for the Cannons. String together a couple of possessions. Kelly quickly back to himself. Nice job defensively to try and regain possession. Courier took that draw that time for the Waterdogs, and that's what he does best. Might not be very quick in terms of winning the faceoff, but
absurd.
He's already got 3 goals. Minute 20 left to go in this first quarter.
3 goals and a helper.
Yeah. The face-off dominance continues for the Cannons, and Lyle will take another shot and score!
Just a classic kind of 4-on-3 fast break. You're going to see Fracaro pick this up, push it, transition, freeze it right here. This defenseman is just late. So you got to get upfield here on Thompson. This pass is made across, and there's just a late recovery, late rotation. You can see Govek try to get up there. And again, Thompson shoots around that defenseman, using him as a screen. So given that deception and velocity, not much DeLuca can do.
2 goals in 8 seconds. Kelly 7 for 7 from the faceoff stripe. Complete domination here in this first quarter. Withers back out there to see what he can do after Courier took a couple of draws. And again, it's Kelly. The Waterdogs just have no answer. Does a nice job to get rid of it. And Pulver. He goes all the way and shoots and scores!
I think it's time for a timeout. Maybe time for a timeout. You could see it, the conviction and momentum. As soon as he touched the ball, he had eyes on the cage. Just one goal of all of last season for Pulver. But watch when he catches this. That's a full head of steam. He just runs by the Waterdogs defense. And do you want to slide off Thompson? I don't. Yeah, aggressive take to the cage there by Pulver.
Anybody on that attack line, if you're a guy like Ben Randall, leave Thompson all alone, so you take your chances on Pulver scoring with a pull, and he does just that.
Maybe slide off Jackson, but there's not a lot of good options there.
Finally, the first possession won off a face-off for the Waterdogs, and they'll have an opportunity for a pull goal, and they take advantage. The aforementioned Ben Randall gets one back.
Up and down pace to this one, Connor. Randall in transition. You can see the defense get there just a hair late. Tough one for Morocco to track.
Now Alex Woodall will take the draw for the Cannons. Loose ball in the middle of the field. So Tyson Bell involved in it, picked up by the Cannons. Nice catch.
Game plan, I think we'll be all right.
Keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
Sun Clarella powering the athletes under the helmet. Tyson Bell, part of that rope unit for the Cannons. One of the wings on face-offs. You see him on the far end. Might be a push in the back there, but no call instead. Oh, Kelly will just win the face-off like he's done almost the entire game. Now Bell's going to get a chance to score, and he does! That under-the-helmet magic right there for Tyson Bell.
Gotta take advantage of it.
Don't see your boy coming down. No, good things happen when Thompson's got the ball. It's kind of a running theme today, Connor.
No question about it. Sun Clarella once again bringing us under the helmet with Tyson Bell. So much success again. Kelly, and he'll get a chance to shoot, and he scores! That's about as much a running theme as we've seen in this game among the others. RB, and that is off the face-off. The Cannons are getting so many great looks.
What a difference in terms of year 1 to year 2 for the Cannons. This was the biggest issue for them last year. 35%, 36% all of last year as a team. And they tried just about everybody, Connor. If you faced off, you got an opportunity. And they looked at the chaos. They won the championship, and that's the area that they kind of cleaned up throughout the year. Chaos, Adler got better. So the Cannons coming this year, it's like, well, if we can get in that kind of range, if we can go 40, 50%, we got a chance. We got Thompson. To be this dominant, like,
right.
Look out.
Whether it's Kelly, whether it's Woodall, it doesn't seem to matter on this day. Both of their face-off men having success. Woodall took that draw. Now he's won both of his draws.
Simple recipe.
You and I were talking about how it's so different when you play with a guy like Lyle Thompson, who is like the Michael Jordan of professional lacrosse. He's going to have the ball in his stick. That's just going to happen. So if you're playing alongside him, you've got to figure out how you're going to work in that offense. And the concern with Asher Nolte
puts up numbers. You know, his 18th goal, 7th in the league last season. Just one of those guys that just always kind of steady, gives you a couple goals, couple of assists.
Largest lead of the afternoon for the Cannons, 9 points. Withers, with a rarity on the day, wins possession on the face-off for the Waterdogs. Sowers under the helmet, powered by Sun Clarella.
There you saw his capability in terms of just beating his defender one-on-one. So much of the Waterdogs in the first half has been in front of the cage, the high wings. I think akin to what the Cannons have done. Just give the ball to Sowers and let him cook a little bit.
Waterdogs calling a timeout after Liam Burns was able to pick up the ground ball.
Excuse me.
Yeah, beating DeLuca. Lead back up to 9. Final minute to play here in the first half. Waterdogs will look to get some offense. Burns shoots high. We heard from him too when we went under the helmet in that first half. Brought to you by Sun Clarella, just about what they need to do offensively. Move the ball, can't let it get stuck in anybody's cross, among other things. And a big part of this comeback is going to be possessions, and they get the first possession of the second half. By with Zach.
Pretty nifty there, Zach. What'd you see?
Bible. Try to get in there and I got lucky.
It's a big deficit. What do you guys need to do? That's obviously a great start, but what do you need to continue to do to get back in this?
We just need to get one play at a time here. Jake's going to do a great job in the face-off act here in the second half, and we just got to string together possessions.
I'll let you catch your breath. Thanks.
All right, Katie and Zach. Working hard here in the second half. Goose will hold on that face-off, so possession of the Cannons.
That hold to get his second of the day.
Advantage back to 9. Withers having a little bit more success at the face-off stripe in the second half. This will be a pole shot.
Moroccan shouting distance of Tierney. Come on.
Tierney's probably like, he probably knows already. It's like everyone's eating today except me. He and Faceoff are the only ones in the starting lineup who are the only offensive players, I should say, for the Cannons who have yet to find the back of the net. There's a quarter and a half still to play. The way this offense is humming, plenty of opportunities. Flag down now on this face-off. Possession of the Waterdogs, but let's check the flag.
Foul down Waterdogs, 17, 30-second technical hold.
Rylan Reese, guilty of the hold.
Yeah, you're going to see after
Such a brilliant distributor of the ball in his college days. First at Princeton, and then his final year at Duke. Out almost the entire year last year. Injured in game 1, didn't come back until the postseason. Played that one postseason game for the Waterdogs. So this is really our first opportunity to see a 100% Michael Sowers as a professional lacrosse player.
10 in terms of points last year offensively, but McCardle was one of those guys that consistently got on the score sheet.
Withers battling. Waterdogs been much better at the stripe here in the second half. Courier, a big 4-0 run for the Waterdogs here in this third quarter. Exactly what they needed. The deficit is 6 goals right now. They can pick up another one here at the end of this third quarter, but it's going to be tough with Kelly. It looked like he was going to win the face-off to himself, but now it won't be so difficult as Withers picks up the ground ball.
Watch Reese from 2 range.
Courier, he might shoot. No, instead, Reese had the notion. But he's cranking a 2-point shot. He wasn't able to get it off on one side, and then right back the other way, and Rafis with the goal. So you're right, that could have been a big swing at the end of that third quarter. Withers wins the draw. Waterdogs, but you made a point to me during the break. Man, that Rylan Reese opportunity for a 2-point goal. Instead, it goes the other way, and Rafis gets the goal on the other end for all the momentum now. Back a little bit with the Cannons. But Jake Withers is doing such a good job in the second half. It's really a tale of 2 halves of the face-off stripe, giving an opportunity to this offense to finally get into a little bit of a rhythm. They haven't yet, but they're still in the game. Friends here in attendance today. Bell picks up the loose ball, dangerous pass cross field. He's able to get it to Keelty. Waterdogs have been much better at that face-off stripe in the second half with Withers, but the damage was already done after the Cannons. And think about it, 8 teams in the league, right? So you have all but 1 making the playoffs. I mean, the Cannons made the playoffs last year, and they finished 3-6.
And the Waterdogs secured the #1 seed by a 1-goal